Rollins, did you see the Teamer deck we played this morning that you sent in? It's so good. It was so obnoxiously good. Is this hand good enough? It needs a land, and it needs a Goryo's Vengeance, but I think this is fine. This is fine. Thanks, Shendingo. Well, that's just like we drew it up, right? Windswept Teeth is probably a good start for us. Anything for the lovely wife, right, Interonics? Okay, that's sweet. We get to pin those, get to do this, and then pass the turn here. Next turn, we hopefully floop the pig into play and then kill them. I'm gonna sit down for a little bit. We've been standing for a while. Ugh. Put a Devoted Druid into play so you can die next turn, please. Or a Bogle or something. We did nothing. Alright, put that one into play. Draw 7 cards. Draw 7 cards. Alright, figure out what we can do. Alright, so... pitch Spirit Guide, pitch Spirit Guide. Play the Swamp, pitch Spirit Guide. Nourishing Shoal, exiling by casting a green card, splice additional spells. So I'd like to exile this worm. I would like to splice this through the breach onto it. Well, I guess I could have cast that ritual too. Whatever. Put this Worldspine Wurm into play. Draw first, ask questions later. Path to exile. That's really rude, opponent. That's what they were holding up. That's annoying. It's a good thing they're probably dead to this Worldspine Wurm. It's a good thing they're probably dead to this Worldspine Wurm. I guess they could have another path. Gosh, what a tilt, chat. What a tilt! As a second path to exile? God, I was so excited to kill their crappy green-white deck, too. We counted our chickens, chat. I counted my chickens, and they just weren't ready to roost yet. My chickens were just so unsure of themselves. My chickens were, like, good to go, and I were like, nope, nope, your chickens are nowhere to be found, Hogland. Only got to draw 14 cards. Very unlucky. Oh, you know what? I was so busy talking about being unlucky that I didn't, what's it called? I should have pitched Spirit Guide and cast Faithless Looting there since we were discarding them anyways. Should have just done that. Mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes were made. I didn't draw more in response to the path because they pathed in response to the Nourishing Shoal. Because I didn't have another Nourishing Shoal, chat. If I had another Nourishing Shoal, we could have done stuff, but I didn't have another Nourishing Shoal. That was not an option. Where are Magorio's vengeances at? There they are. There they is. Am I doing this turn? Nah, I think I'm just gonna cast this with Escalate. Hey, Drix with that brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome, as always. Subs are the best way you can support my content here, so I do appreciate that. Let's kill this, draining them here is actually relevant too, because it puts me up to 15, which gives me the ability to draw an extra set of cards. Peace, Frenzied Mage. I guess this means that they have Spell Queller. I could be a little bit sad. Drog's, oh, they're playing the Caleb pile. Okay. Playing the Caleb pile. So next turn, I actually get to Goryo's Vengeance plus Through the Breach, right? You get to do both. Because I have 6 mana, so I can splice Through the Breach onto Goryo's Vengeance. There you go, cast this, splice additional spells. So target Grizzly Bee. This only costs 4 to splice for some reason. This deck makes such a messed up use of the splice mechanic. Shoot that one. Get him. Get him. Roar! Get him. Chat, I'm gonna need you to stop slacking, by the way, chat. I'm gonna need more buckle ups for the next go round here. We're gonna need more buckle ups in chat next time. I don't think this is a Bontu's matchup. Maybe it's a Bontu's matchup. Do they put enough pressure on that it's a Bontu's matchup? Blood Moon on the draw is probably pretty bad, actually. Bontu's is probably okay here. I think we're supposed to default to cutting some of the graveyard plan when we're on the draw. So we just cut like a Goryo's Vengeance, a Cathartic Reunion, and like a Griselbrand. Just like we plan to win with Worldspine Wurm. Although I guess they're a path deck, so like trying to win with Worldspine Wurm also feels bad. Selfless Spirit says no to Bontu's. That's sad. You're right. Am I just clicking submit? Maybe it's just like a Pact of Negation matchup. How do you feel about this? Oven's warming up. At the cost of the Loam deck is gross online. I didn't realize it is. It's very expensive. Goyfs and Lilianas are not cheap. I think we just beat them straight up. Yeah, that's probably fair. I think I just want to bring the Brutality and these in and trim Cathartic Reunions, maybe? Because this is pretty bad against counter magic. Why don't we have golden seatbelts? Asking the real questions. Axe is pretty good. Maybe I just don't want the extra Brutality. I'm just gonna bring in the Pact of Negations for the Cathartic Reunions. Decklist is still on mud. Thank you for slapping me. I'm slacking. Let's get that updated. Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate that. We want golden seatbelts. Yeah, I think this hand is okay. So this hand is a good example of why I really like this deck post-board a lot of the time, because people often mulligan for graveyard hate in matches like this, and we just get to be a Through the Breach Worldspine Wurm deck post-board a lot of the time. Yeah, feel free. Relevant Magic content is fine links. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's got Faithless Looting. It's got a cantrip and Manamorphose. Yeah, the fact that it's just like 15U and then like live to do some more dirty stuff is pretty great. Yeah, if you have the sideboard guide transcribed, that would be nuts. We brewed up anything spicy for tomorrow? I've not actually. Yes, Through the Breach dodging Queller is kind of great. Yeah, typed up would be great. Like to the land. Ding. Ding. This is kind of obnoxious. I guess I have Lightning Axe to kill one of them at some point. I'm ditching this Manamorphose, maybe. Definitely not in a good spot. This start, double Judge's Familiar Plus is definitely kind of scary. $22 months? It's such a long time to watch Ape Magic. Marty, with the 22-month resubscription. Thanks a lot. Welcome back, bud. I appreciate the continued support. Thanks for putting up with me for so long. Gosh, that's a lot of Innocent Smith with the $25 donation. Lobbying for Jace plus Reveler in Modern with extra democracy points. Grixis Reveler in. Alright, so Grixis. Reveler, Jace plus BBE. 2/2018 and an extra 13 points. Alright, you are in. Only we had Bontus here. Yeah, that would be good. What do we want? We want like Flaying Tendrils here, but even that's not good because of these dorks. This clock is so quick. I mean, when these decks are firing on all cylinders, so it's like most modern decks, right? Like, I feel like Modern is the format that people love so much because so much of the time it's like, well, my deck looks really good when it does its thing. But I feel like what a lot of people fail to look at a lot of time is that, like, hey, Rollins with the $12 donation. Here's so you can run it back and not spend your money on it. Would like to thank Michael Miller, the former SCG champ, a good buddy, helping tune it to the point it was when I sent it to you. Which list is that for, Rollins? Which list is that for, Rollins? Is that for the blue-red deck? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be playing Standard Project Swamp. There's just so many Modern and Legacy decks that I just don't feel like investing in learning a new format. Yeah, the spirits are so good, especially when you have like so many threats that need to be answered. They're pretty dead here. Just getting buried under these dorks. Yeah, that too. There's a lot of people that all they do is stream Standard and Limited. I think this matchup might be kind of hard. I think I just want to try and Blood Moon them on the play. I'm gonna cut these and just try and get them. I'm a big fan of Monkey Magic. The rug list, perfect. Will do. Will do. I'm gonna put all the Blood Moons in on the play. I think that's worthwhile. Got the Griselbrands. That seems like a medium minus plan. Young Dingo with the $1 donation. Thanks, bud. Death Shadow Democracy sounds good. I think this hand's a mulligan, right? This really doesn't accomplish much. I guess we had the Faithless Looting, but like I don't have a Griselbrand. I think this hand's a mulligan. I think this deck's actually a pretty reasonable choice with the unbans. I think a lot of people are going to be looking to kind of go a little bit slower in the format with the Jace decks, and I think this deck provides a good attempt at trying to get under those decks. Turn 3 Blood Moon might be a little bit slow on the play, but I think it's worth trying to keep here. They have like a Spell Pierce here. I'm gonna grab the Blood Crypt here. Cast this Night's Whispers potentially into a Spell Pierce. Deal. So that says we kind of don't play Magic. This hopefully says they don't play any Magic. Like, enjoy your Selfless Spirits. Yeah, the Hollow One deck is fine. It's another deck that really doesn't care about Jace or Bloodbraid Elf. How much damage does this deal this game? All of it? What do we think? My money's on all of it. Okay, probably just some of it. But still, it might be a lot. It might just deal a lot. This monkey, he's buckling up for 9 more turns here. 9 more turns of Mana Monkey, folks. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, you know what? I should have Manamorphose there, right? Because I could have hit a... I'm going to Manamorphose for black-red, and I could have put Griselbrand into play. What a tilt. What a tilt. I messed up. So, I could have done it because I could have spliced this Nourishing Shoal. Watch them draw an island here, and then I'm just going to get punted. Nope. Alright, no punish. Big bucks, no punish. Alright, so exile a green spell, splice additional spells. And this is why this deck is so nuts. Because it gets to use Nourishing Shoal as, like, this ritual, basically. So, it let me cast my Through the Breach for 1 mana less here. Should I keep going here? Probably. Do I need to? No, I don't even really need to, right? I'm just gonna attack with these. I'm gonna go ahead and pass and discard these Goryo's Vengeance. And again, this is one of the reasons why this deck always really appealed to me when we played it previously, is that, like, this happens. Like, they kept a mediocre hand because it had Rest in Peace in it, and we just, like, cast our Through the Breaches and killed them. Cast our Blood Moons and locked them out of the game. Alright, yep. Sweet. We're now 1-0. I would just like to say thank you to everyone that's hanging out here tonight. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic on this channel every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons, also on the weekends sometimes. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything else so that people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. That's the absolute best way you can support my content here. You also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And InkedGaming.com, they'd love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, sleeves, binders, all sorts of different stuff. And finally, this stream's brought to you by viewers like you. This is a donation deck list, meaning someone sent in the money to play this league along with the deck list that they wanted to see played, and now we're playing their deck on stream. If you want to learn more about how to get me to play your deck list on stream, check out bit.ly/HoogleSellout, all lowercase in your web browser. At any rate, we are 1-0 in this league, and we're heading back on down into the second match here, and let's see if we can finish it out strong. This deck can actually kill people on turn 1. You can definitely have turn 1 and turn 2 kills with this deck if the Absolute Nut draws, thanks to this really messed up card. Philly, I'm gonna have to try and make it out there. They have opens out in that area sometimes, I think. This card is another reason I really like this deck. I think Night's Whisper is a card that's, like, kind of underplayed. This card's really powerful. It helps you when you mulligan too. It also helps you play through Disruption a lot. I think that deck's really sweet, Rollins. It's definitely in my running for decks I'm considering playing in Cincinnati now. Put up mulligans as well, so Swamp Pass. I hate this. I think this deck represents a lot of the things I dislike about Modern, but you know, it's a gas to play. The gas to play. The blue red Bedlam Reveler Legacy deck we played this morning was very good. Felt super strong. Another Temple Garden deck. Okay. Again, I think that's probably good for us, unless they Devoted Druid here and then kill us next turn. Duskwatch Recruiter, deal. Through the Breach. All right. So what are we looking for at this point? Like lootings, and definitely not looking for land. So next turn we can breach this worm. The bans go live on Magic Online soon, tomorrow with tomorrow's downtime. I don't know what wrapper versions mean. Do you mean Grixis version? I think the Grixis version of this deck is really bad. Every time I've played it, it seems super awful. I am for sure not going to Indianapolis this weekend. I think it would be silly for me to go to Indianapolis instead of staying home and streaming into the hype. Holy crap, they are dead. Could it be silly to put a non-zero amount of Night Whispers into Mardu Parents? Maybe. I feel like that deck doesn't have extra health to pay a lot of the time. This is my worm. My worm is amazing. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Have you heard about my worm? I said a whoa worm. What worm's a word? I said a worm. Do. Esper, I haven't seen an Esper version. Or do you mean like the version with Obsidat? Because the Obsidat version is very different. They're fundamentally different decks. The Lightning Axe should be another ritual. Yeah, I could see that. We played the 3 ritual version previously. I think you should have 1 to 2 Lightning Axes in your 75, but I do like having access to 3 rituals because it makes your fast combos more consistent. The Modern Super League, I believe it starts in 45 minutes, but I'm not sure. We're going to be streaming tonight instead of watching that here. Collective Brutality sounds great. It kills their dork. They don't really interact with us. I think it's just like Collective Brutality and Cathartic Reunion out. Seems fine. I think that's the line. It's just like clean swap there. Ain't good enough. I don't know if this hand is good enough. It's kind of slow. I guess we could like hit a land drop naturally. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Get a land drop naturally. If we're like really lucky and draw Goryo's Vengeance on turn, or draw Griselbrand on turn 1, we could just bin him to hand size and then Goryo's Vengeance it on turn 2. Oh, we're often lucky on this stream. Whoever told you we weren't lucky here, they were lying. I think I'm gonna pass here rather than cast the Night's Whisper and need to discard. Alright, we could die next turn. Could be dead. Ooh, huh. I think I'm supposed to go for the land tier. I think just casting the Lightning Axe off the Spirit Guide is playing to not lose. think I'd rather try and hit the red source, and we miss, so we're probably dead here, but I think it's correct to try and hit the land drop there, rather than, like, play scared and kill this. Just good, clean modern here. Good, clean modern. There's a video talking about the unbannings. While my opponent clicks through their combo, I'm going to run upstairs to get something to drink really quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be streaming for a good long time tonight. Alright, are we dead yet? Oh, we are dead. Alright, so for those that aren't familiar, they have infinite mana, and this lets them loop through their deck. So... telling my opponent, sorry, I went AFK for a second. You typed up the sideboard guide. You're the best. Thank you. God, this has so many decks on it. Thank you for typing that. Thank you to the person that posted it too. I'm really bad at remembering usernames, but thank you to both of you. Yeah, that seems pretty good, right? We need like a Goryo's Vengeance, but it's kind of great other than that. I don't know if Bontu's is good enough. Let's see what this person said. Counters Company, they were bringing in Bontu's. Okay. 1 Reunion, a Ritual, a Manamorphose, a Shoal, and a Worm. I could buy that for $1. I'm gonna bottom that since I have the Collective Brutality. We're just looking for cards that draw cards, and we're looking for cards that floop Griselbrand into play. Man, I took these peanuts out of the cabinet, and Christy was like, those have been open in there for like a year. And I was like, it's probably fine. They were not fine. Mistakes were made. Now I'm really sad that we bottomed that Lightning Axe. We're gonna take those and dumpster those right into the garbage can there. I needed a snack. We might need some Cheerios here. Take some of the kids' goodies. Half of the stream is gonna be a toilet stream. Shuffle that Lightning Axe that we bottomed off this scry back in. Hey look, a card that draws cards. No land there kinda sucks, but we did hit the Through the Breach, which is kind of nice. And remember, this Through the Breach is only gonna cost us 4 since we can Nourishing Shoal it out as well. He told you no. All right, do we just move to hand size here?
Come here.
Actually, we can Knight's Whisper, right? And then still move to hand size. Get a land this way too. All right, so this way I get to go ahead and just like floop 2 Griselbrands into play here, or into the discard pile.
This one is Jake's. Go get that one.
Your move. I'm so happy there's a Splice on the Arcane deck, right?
Declan, come here.
You would only nix 1. Why? Can you articulate yourself in case of rip? I mean, in the event of rip, we're not, we don't really want either of the Griselbrands, right? I'd rather put the Worldspine Wurm into play. I don't play Commander on the stream. Well, once upon a time we did, but we don't really. Your paint show stopped, yep. Floop is my least favorite verbiage. Nice Kitchen Fangs. That's sweet. What a sweet magic card. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead.
Are you coming with Jake or are you staying here?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast this. Target the Griselbrand. Don't surgical me. Pay 7. I'm at 8. That's fine. Put this into play. I'm gonna go ahead and exile this by casting a Green spell. Exile Worldspine Wurm. Oh, you know what? If I would have discarded this earlier, I could have Goryo's Vengeance it back into play here, which would be a little bit easier.
Right there.
This is game 2. Those are pretty bad hits.
Put it in my hand.
They're pretty bad hits.
Put it in my hand.
So
Put it in my hand.
I have 30 cards left. I guess I get to take 7 more hits here, so I get to attack them for 7. And then we're looking for a shoal plus 3 pieces of mana. A shoal plus 2 pieces of mana, actually. So 7 hits here. Man, did we brick? I think we bricked. Are we dead? We might be dead. Although I guess, I guess I could Lightning Axe one of these. We hit 2 monkeys, but we didn't hit a shoal is the issue.
Come on, Jake. Hurry. Jake. Jake, 1.
Yeah, we should have played the land. All right, I can Faithless Looting into a shoal. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah, if I would have, what's it called? If I would have binned one of these Borborygmoses last turn, I would have been in a spot that I could have killed them this turn, so I would have been able to go Swamp plus Pitch Spirit Guide. No, the mistake was discarding 2 Griselbrands last turn. I should have discarded a Borborygmos as well. I believe we're going to be out of mana at this point. I do need to keep going, though, to try and hit a shoal. So that way I can try and not die here. We hit Worm plus that. Yep, we're dead. So I punted that game. There were two different mistakes I made that game. The first was discarding 2 Griselbrands instead of Griselbrand plus Borborygmos, and then the second was playing the mountain instead of the swamp. So, or two different mistakes we made that put me in a worse position than I could have been that game, and I think either of them would have allowed me to win the game. Discarding the Borborygmos along with the Griselbrand the previous turn definitely would have let me win the game, and playing the swamp second likely would have let me win the game there. So That's why I like this deck. Last time we played this deck always feels like it has a lot of puzzles to solve when you're playing it, and it has a lot of play to it against a lot of the decks in the format just because of having a lot of powerful card selection like Night's Whisper and Faithless Looting. Okay, so they were both guaranteed victories. So two mistakes, either of them would have let us win that third game. I like this deck a lot. It feels like it gives you that like busted modern thing where like sometimes you just kill them by mistake, and it also gives you draws where you like have play to it and get to interact with your opponent a little bit. Yeah, you just hit them for 15. You just hit them for 15 with the worm. I don't think this hand's keepable. It doesn't have a Goryo's Vengeance or a Griselbrand in it, so I think it just like needs too much. Don't be afraid to mulligan with this deck. It seems like it mulligans pretty well, because really you just need like discard out like Goryo's Vengeance like Griselbrand, and then you get to kill him. Grishoalbrand? That's weird. I think I need to bottom this Nourishing Shoal. I'm going to want that card while we're comboing, but I just want to give myself the maximum number of looks at finding a Griselbrand to bin with this Faithless Lootings up front. Cycle Street Wraith, play Windswept Heath. That's interesting. Goryo's Vengeance cannot put Worldspine Wurm into play. Worldspine Wurm also doesn't go to your graveyard. It gets shuffled back into your deck. So this is, in no world is this a turn 3 worm. In no world. I think this is ditch Swamp, ditch Goryo's Vengeance. Because that way next turn I can go looting and then land, pitch Spirit Guide, Goryo's Vengeance back, Griselbrand, kill them hopefully. I want to hold on to the worm because it's valuable when we're comboing along with Nourishing Shoal. Worldspine Wurm, it is a trigger, right? It is a trigger. It's not a replacement effect, but it's also not legendary. This isn't, this only returns legendary creatures to play. This is not legendary. You're right that it's a trigger, but it's not legendary. It's a big Tarmogoose. Hey! There's the fat bastard himself. Can I get some buckle ups in chat? Can I get some mana monkeys in chat? Come on, subs, you're really slacking. I need the inspiration for my Griselbrand. My Griselbrand needs some inspiration, chat. He's not feeling the love, chat. Come on. Come on, give him the love. Give him the love, chat. All right, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, subs. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, so this is actually kind of an interesting decision point here. So because I have these two Desperate Rituals in my hand, but only one Mana Monkey, I could pitch this to draw 14 extra cards right now, or I could attack and draw 7 and then hope to splice these onto this. I think because doing this now gives me 14 more draws, it's worthwhile to do it. What do we think about this? Is this just a good clean turn 2 live-in? Just the fairest of turns, and we hit another Nourishing Shoal here. So now I get to go pitch Spirit Guide. Modern is such a fair and balanced format. Just rewards the interactive magic to its fullest. Let's cast that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cast this by exiling splice additional spells. Exile this one. I would like to splice this one. Hit OK. Okay, go to 12. Don't even need to draw extra cards. Could draw extra cards. I could do way more than we're doing here, but like, what's the point? They're dead. We could do more, but we don't need to do more. We could do more, but it's unnecessary. Stop it! He's already dead! Stop killing him! Stop killing him! Traverse Shadow says -1 axe, -1 brutality, -1 axe, -1 brutality, -1 Manamorphose, -1 breach, -1 shoal in Chalice and Blood Moon. I guess that makes sense. One more cut, breach, shoal, Manamorphose. Oh, they cut a looting. That makes sense for bringing in Chalice. Wasn't the opponent dead to just throw the breach worm there? No, Tarmogoyf had 6 toughness, so they could chump block it there. They were mostly dead to that, but they weren't actually dead that turn. Good thing the opponent didn't have Blood Braid Elf yet. Someone in chat said they talked to the person that top 8 the Grand Prix. Yeah, I hope their Jace the Mind Sculptor felt good in their hand. Not that we'd ever know, because they were dead. It's like, what's going on here? I don't understand. They do all have fish on them. Globe, globe. Swimming with the fishes. By splicing through the breach onto a desperate ritual. I don't think that's very good, JW. Hey, MTGNJ. Brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. As always, subs are one of the best ways you can support my content here. This hand doesn't have any of our sideboard disruption in it, but it's pretty hard to pass up like turn 1 looting, turn 2 do this, right? And like, if they have disruption here for us, we probably get to turn 2 looting, or turn 1 looting, turn 2 Night's Whisper, which is still pretty reasonable. The fact that Worldspine Wurm is our alternate win condition with Through the Breach quite often, that I think makes the dinosaur not good enough. Alright, what was this YouTube link? You're gonna make me click it. Oh yeah, I definitely remember that one, and I am not 29. Not quite. I'm getting there though. And this is one of the reasons why I really like this deck. Like I said, like, they have the disruption here, but Night's Whisper allows us to kind of just play through it, right? Do they have Graveyard Hate then? Maybe they just have more discard spells? They just have more discard spells? At any rate, I'm going to cast this looting. I'm not here to not floop this Griselbrand into my discard pile. Let's get rid of these. Your move, Kaiba. Watch them just play Nile Spellbomb and we'll be really sad. No surgical, have a heart. Borborygmos allows you to win the game when your opponent has something like Ensnaring Bridge in play, because you can win without the combat step. You floop the Borborygmos into play, and then once he is appropriately flooped, you just discard a bunch of lands and kill them. So they definitely have Graveyard Hate here, after they took my Night's Whisper. Alright. Call. Am I supposed to floop the Borborygmos here? Yeah, I'm gonna floop the Borborygmos, actually. Just because this feels like surgical extraction. I'd rather keep Griselbrand in my deck in my graveyard. Because remember, they had 2 opportunities to Thought Seize this and they didn't. And I think this is probably lethal. He's going to hit for 7 plus 6, and then if his trigger hits 1 land, they're dead. How does one become appropriately flooped? Gotta floop the pig, man. Gotta floop the pig. Yeah, so sweet. We sniffed out the surgical, which I think is fine. This makes a future Goryo's Vengeance a much better draw. So, Surgical Extraction was the only card that made sense for them to have with the sequence that they took with their discard spells. So, we get to play around that nicely. They're still likely dead and obligated to Surgicalist there. Oh no! Oh no, not a 1-1 opponent! Please, not the terrifying 1-1! We boarded in Blood Moon, so I'm gonna fetch a Swamp here. How much democracy would it require for you to stop saying floop? I don't know. It's like kind of just ingrained into my nomenclature at this point. It's like a word that I say. That's a pretty good one, yeah. That's a pretty good one. Can we talk about what a messed up card Faithless Looting is? Faithless Looting is such a good card. God, that's annoying. That's sad. I really liked my Chalice of the Void. Get to keep this gain 11 in our back pocket, though. We do get to keep a iron. Good evening. Yeah, Anaronix paid for a long stream tonight. He was like, how many bits for a long stream? We were like, all right, sure. Yep. Deal. Hey! Yeah, nice Windswept Teeth. Good timing on drawing that one, opponent. You weren't planning on casting more spells this game, were you? Would be unfortunate if you were. Seems like a mistake. This deck is so good. If you're looking for a modern deck, you should play this one. This deck is very good. If you are uncertain what modern deck you should be playing, I think this one is an excellent choice. Through the Breaches are now lethal. Yeah, Shoal is not target play. I don't even think we'd want to target them even if we could. This deck is truly obnoxious. Every time we lose matches with it, I feel like I got super unlucky or I punted. I rarely feel like, oh, my opponent just like beat me down and I didn't have the tools. Although I guess getting unlucky kind of like, oh, you know what? I should be holding lands at this point for Faithless Looting. I wanted to play out 5 lands for Through the Breach, but there are definitely lootings in my deck and I should be holding lands for them. If we drew a Mana Monkey, that would be so great. Here's my Gray Ogre opponent. Nice 1-mana 1/1s. Thought Seize. That's sad. It's actually really sad because it makes these dorks larger. Go to 26. Go. Just draw Faithless Looting like a dork. Right, I'm going to hold that land because it doesn't scry anyways. Alright, this might be too little too late. I think this is worth playing out though. I'm sure we're going to immediately draw Faithless Looting now that I cast this, but we'll see. Needs to be pretty soon. This technically doesn't buy us a turn, right? We're dead in 3 attacks. wonder if they have Culligan's Command in their deck against us. I guess these four-color shadow decks don't usually play that card, right? Wouldn't be terribly common for them. We are... Well, Grizzle Daddy does cost 4 black, right? We had a window there where we could have drawn a few things to pull into this game, but it looks like we're just going to come up a little bit short. We can hit exactly... I'm going to chump block here because it allows Night's Whispers to be a card that draws us 2 cards. So by chump blocking there, we're giving ourselves 4 more redraws, or sorry, 3 more redraws since there's 3 copies of Night's Whispers in our deck. And then if we can hit a Goryo's Vengeance, we can actually floop Griselbrand into play on their turn and eat one of their Death Shadows. I mean, I think the Hollowed One deck's probably pretty good against those Gen decks. Like, there's a reason why the Hollowed One deck beat Reed Duke in the top 4. Or the top 8 whenever Reed Duke... I think it was top 8? Top 4? I don't actually remember. All kind of blurs. But I think the Hollow One deck's on average is pretty good against the fair mid-rangey decks. I want a flute, baby. Just get him on the board. Wiggle around. Wiggle all around. Ha! They can't drain us because it makes their shadows smaller. Alright. We're dead. It's fine, we get to play the 3rd game on the play. It's an Adventure Time reference, I think. That sounds right. Yeah, kinda. It's still just a 3-mana card. Like, you don't always have the Hollowed One. Sometimes you just, like, play Giant Fatties. We get to have Chalices and Blood Moons on the play here, which is pretty good. Pretty good. What do I want to play after this, chat? We're going to play some Aggro Loam, I think. Play some Aggro Loam. Deck we were working on the other night. Felt kind of sweet. Old throwback. Flooping the Pig will destroy your opponent's wheat fields. We still have, we're 1-1 with this deck right now, I believe. Yeah, so we've got 2 more matches with Grishoalbrand after this before we change it up. Why would Bob get Let's Play? Bob's like the glue that holds Jun together. Dark Slaughter with the 2-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back, bud. Really appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. This is, in fact, the card-for-card list from the Grand Prix. Would love to play first. Gonna keep this. This is pretty appealing. Got the Faithless Looting to try and pull it through. We could brick and die, or we could just go lock piece into lock piece, you know? Details. I could see someone throwing this hand back. I also don't really mind it, though. The Spirit Guide's actually kind of a sweet pickup, because if they Thoughtseize this, and then we rip a land, we can Blood Moon them next turn. They have to make the hard choice which lock piece they want to take. They probably take the Chalice and hope we brick the land. Grimflayer is interesting because BBE does push Jun towards being more aggressive, and Grimflayer is definitely the more aggressive card than Dark Confidant. So that's actually a pretty interesting angle, right? That's really unfortunate. Okay, that's probably gonna be all she wrote. How obligated am I to cast this Cathartic Reunion? I feel pretty obligated. It's unfortunate. We could have stole the game there if we'd hit a land on those however many draws, but we didn't. We bricked. All right, that That's not bad, because it means if my opponent has another discard spell, they have to choose between Goryo's Vengeance and Blood Moon. We are down 2 Nourishing Shoals, and I boarded 1 out though, so that's something to consider too. They could have 2 discard spells, that's true. Fetch this basic swamp because I don't want to draw it. Alright, and then here's to hoping we can race this 2-2. We do have a Faithless Looting in our bin, so that bodes well for us. This is the last league? No! Anoronics sent in a giant pile of bits, so we're going to be streaming super late tonight. Drew the basic swamp. What a tilt. Worm's not a bad hit. I think I'm gonna ditch these 2. I think I want the land there. God, I just drew the Thoughtseize this turn. I guess maybe they could have had it. They just wanted to wait till we looted. But then we had 2 chances to hit gas. Oh, God. Anyone ever asked me what it feels like to be such a goddamn professional? I often ask myself what it's like to be such a goddamn professional. I wonder, do I? What's in my wonder ball? So here's the problem, chat. Do we try and kill them? Do we try and kill them? I feel like I have to try and kill them, right? But like, how many mana monkeys am I through? I'm through a monkey. I'm through 2 Nourishing Shoals. We're not playing this deck to not go for it, right? I think you're supposed to block with Griselbrand. That's interesting. The problem is if they have another discard spell, we just get got. I think we just, like, buckle up, Buttercup. So do I... We could breach the monkey. We could just play the monkey here. If only Knights... Yeah, why isn't Night's Whisper Sign in Blood? There is not a Borborygmos in the bin. We can just Goryo's Vengeance back. The problem is that doesn't play around a discard spell. We can also just move to hand size. I think I want to just play the land, play the monkey, discard the Griselbrand to hand size. Do we like that? I guess they could have Temur Battle Rage in their deck. Like, what's more likely? Them having a discard spell or them having a Temur Battle Rage? I could try to hit Borb. I do have what? I have 2 shots at Borborygmos in 27 cards. Because I have 4 mana. What are the words of a great man? We're not playing this deck to not go for it. Always listen to Jeff Hoagland. He's smart. We're not playing the deck to not go for it, chat. We're not playing the deck to not go for it, chat. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Just easy game, easy life. Easy game, easy life. are we so good at this game? That's a question I often ask myself. Look, if you can't draw like that, you should give up on all dreams and aspirations of being a professional Magic the Gathering player. It's just not for you. And that's okay, it's not for everyone. Not everybody has, like, traded their soul to a demon in exchange for nefariously good luck at a children's card game. You know? It's just... Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. Like I said, that's why these decks are fun. They're a puzzle, right? Like, that game was, we had all these different decision trees full of lines, and it's like, well, what does this line play around out of our opponent? What does this line play around out of our opponent? Do we just go for it? We usually just go for it because that's the most fun, but, like, what are the odds if we hit if we go for it? It's better to be lucky than good. Illuminati confirm. Rex RDX with that brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. As always, subs are the best way you can show my support here. My wife thought I was watching something Triple X. Jeff's memes can melt steel beams. Adults with the social awareness of teenagers. Has just proven that Death Shadow is obviously, it's too weak, really, you know, just not good enough. And we bricked on our land there, right? We would have won that game by so much more if we would have just, like, drawn our second land by 2. Yeah, that seems fine, right? Looking for a way to discard this. So, if this was a game where we were on the... do I want that? I kind of want that, right? Just like mono draw 2s. Yeah, I think I want mono draw 2s. If we were on the draw this game, we would just skip playing our land on one and discard this. I guess we need a Goryo's Vengeance too with this hand. Arid Mesa. Ooh, this is going to be burn. Triple Night's Whisper is not going to be good against burn. Smells like burn. Instant regret and self-loathing for leaving a Night's Whisper on top of our deck. Okay. So we'll be able to get them 2 turns from now, I think. So next turn, we can move to hand size and bin the Griselbrand. And then we can Goryo's Vengeance it back on their turn, potentially, and block even. Deal. I just move to hand size here, discard this. Your move, Kaiba. I wonder what the percentage of people that talk in chit chat actually know what the card Goryo's Vengeance does. It's the number of people that are just like, yeah, man, Goryo's Vengeance, the worm, man. Goryo's Vengeance, the worm, it'll be so good. It'll be so good, Goryo's Vengeance, the worm. Let me teach you about cards that are instants, my sweet summer child. Let me teach you about cards that are instants. She's unsure of herself. Taylor Swift moves cautiously into the red zone and then immediately backs out again. This is game 1. We shouldn't have to worry about Path or Deflecting Palm just yet. Why didn't Goryo's the worm to kill them, right? So, like, if they have Skullcrack there, they probably just attack no fear, right? gonna start by attacking. Sorry about that. Go zoom tight. Alright, we're at 15. I ain't afraid, no ghost. Well, that's unfortunate. Wow, that's like super unfortunate. I'm casting Faithless Looting. I think I'm casting Faithless Looting. Oh! Chat, I found pieces of candy. There was some candy hiding in the corner. There was some candy in the corner, chat. Oh baby, oh baby, this game's so difficult. I'd like to exile this one. Magic's tough. Magic's tough. It's a tough game. Definitely gotta work on my skills. All right, so it's gonna be conservative and do this again. Alright, that's a shoal. I need a Borborygmos still. Need one more mana as well, right? Mana as well. So this does it, so I can cast exiling extra, splice additional spells, because this is a thing we're allowed to do for some reason. We're allowed to use this Nourishing Shoal as a ritual. Cause Kamigawa. This is why, so someone was asking earlier why Borborygmos is in the deck as opposed to something else, and this is why, so we can win outside of combat. So like, we used combat to draw more cards here, so now we floop Borborygmos into play, and we use his trigger to kill our opponent. We can also pitch him to a Nourishing Shoal in a pinch if we need to, but it's definitely what you just witnessed there. Alright, what am I doing? Where's the sideboard guide? Burn. -3 Whisper, +2 Pact, and a Brutality. That makes sense. That makes sense. This sideboard guide is so good. Risky move. We don't know if Mono can survive the splice. The real hard-hitting facts. The sideboard guide, one of my subs said, came from the person that top 8 of the Grand Prix. So, seems decent. Seems decent. It's pretty good, right? It's that's close. This is just like a good card in this matchup with Nourishing Shoal. I think I'm just bottoming this because I just want to find a Griselbrand ASAP. Also, bottoming a non-land there has value with their Goblin Guides. We did find a shoal, though, so I would have gotten to that eventually if I would have kept the worm there. Nah, I wouldn't have, because I'm fetching here. It's so fair and balanced. It only gets legendary creatures. It's not messed up at all. Alright, let's draw a Griselbrand here, chat. Draw a Griselbrand. Our world is just constructed of oysters currently, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I think it's brutality. I think this makes up for that. That's true. We did take a beating last night. I think I want to brutality the Eidolon, plus take a card out of their hand. And I think I want to just discard the Goryo's Vengeance to do it. The worm is good because it pitches a Nourishing Shoal. That's why the worm is good. So I don't think I want to do all three modes with this, but I think I want to kill this, plus grab a card out of their hand. And I think I want to ditch the Goryo's Vengeance to do it, since I'm losing my discard outlet here. Another Eidolon's kind of annoying. Discard the worm because we know you didn't deserve that one. Oh, ain't that the truth? It's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true. Faithless Looting. Am I casting that? So the Boros Charm does 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have to do this next turn regardless. So yeah, I think I'm casting this. It really didn't work out that we discarded that card. I think I'm supposed to bin this, bin this. Bin this, bin land. I'm gonna bin Griselbrand, bin land. Yeah, I'm probably just supposed to do this now. This deck is very good. It did not top 8 the Grand Prix by mistake. So I feel bad. I think it was right to bin the Goryo's Vengeance, but no, I just don't have time to breach Griselbrand, I don't think. I think I'm much better off just like hoping to rip a Goryo's Vengeance here. Yeah, we're just like dead on board here, right? Yeah. Yeah, see, like I wouldn't have had time to do the Goryo's Vengeance this turn, so I was much better off just like hoping to rip a Goryo's Vengeance there. Alright, let's hop back in for game 3 on the plate. Let's see how that goes. Let's everyone freaking out here tonight. We still got over 800 people. We're gonna have a good long stream this evening. Well, that requires us to discard a... What does looting do though, J-Robes? Like, what do I hit? I guess I could hit a Worldspine Wurm. Okay, and then I get more redraws, so I could have gained 11. I mean, I wouldn't be playing this deck if I wasn't feeling lucky, right? We're not playing this deck to not keep hands like this, chat. Turn 1, Grey Ogre. Yep. This is just completely unfair. I feel like our opponent should file for comp for this league. This is just completely fucking unrealistic. Just, how is this even? Just attack you, triggers, you know, whatever. Go ahead. We did it, chat. We did it. Buckle up. Send them to the cleaners. If you are very lucky, let me tell you, do I have the modern deck for you? It's Dees. It's Dees. We lost a match to Collected Company where I punted game 3 in 2 different ways. So the deck should be 4-0 right now. Of course, maybe the deck isn't normally as lucky as I am tonight, but don't try this at home, kids. We're trained professionals around here. The gold finger pistols are quite excellent, and they do come with a free donation deck list every month. I feel like this is a good example of a hand that's just not good enough with this deck. Like I said, this deck's like a 1-2-3 deck, so you should not be afraid to mulligan when you're looking at your 7s with this deck. And like this hand, a Bionic Broccoli with the bits. Thank you for the cheers. It has the Goryo's Vengeance in it, which kind of makes it look appealing, but I don't have Griselbrand, and I don't have a way to get things into my discard pile, so I think this is a hand that I just want to play catch and release with. This hand is much better. It needs a land, but it's got a discard outlet, a Griselbrand, and it just needs a Goryo's Vengeance. But we also have ways to like look at additional cards with this hand. Well, Borborygmos doesn't win the game on his own is part of the problem. And like if you're putting yourself a turn behind, generally you want to be playing a card that's going to be winning you the game in order to put yourself that turn behind. That kind of sucks. Discard this. We're really bad at hitting the second land with the Faithless Looting 1-landers on the play. I was even conservative and like bottomed the Night's Whisper there. I thought about keeping the Night's Whisper for a split second, but I had the Cathartic Reunion already, so I was like, nah, we probably shouldn't. Please be Affinity and not Lantern. God bless. God bless us, everyone. They kept a no-lander, we kept a 1-lander, you know, just modern things. Hey, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, hey, yo, hey, yo. Look, all forms of Magic, when I don't have to like put my own money on the line and gamble, they're great. Magic's really fun as just like a casual game. It's hard to be frustrated when just like it's all a free roll, right? I have the best job in the world. I get paid to sit here and play sweet decks for all of y'all on the internet. It's kind of fantastic. I'm very lucky. Thank you to all of y'all who help enable me. Loop this guy into play. I don't need extra mana. I'm gonna draw 21 cards. It's fine. I already have 1 shoal. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. We probably don't need our combat step to kill them here. We probably don't even need the combat step to kill them here. I haven't hit a Faithless Looting yet. I have a Lightning Axe. I can pitch Spirit Guide, Lightning Axe, discard Borby, pitch Spirit Guide, Goryo's Vengeance back, the Borborygmos. My opponent hasn't conceded yet for some reason, so I'm gonna send a message here and kill all of their creatures. Like, this is what your metal men and women deserve. This is what your metal men and women deserve. Sheer violence in the face of Borborygmos Enraged. We done here? We done here? Got him. Got him! Alright. Sideboard guide. Affinity. -2 Whisper. -1 Temple. Cut a land. Love it. Minus a Brutality. Minus a Breach. Minus a Worm. +2 Sprees. +3 Bontus. Plus an EE. Yeah, the random turn 1 kills are just like absolute aces. Do your opponents ever get salty when I play this deck? Yeah, I'm sure they do. I mean, like, this deck is just like everything that's obnoxious about Modern, right? That Mox Opal treating you here, that card's really unfair. Makes an extra mana on the first turn. Doesn't seem very fair. Why are you allowed to do that? No, I think playing Gatella over Wurm is a mistake. Your postboard plan involves through the Breaching Wurm a lot of the time against interaction. It's just very good. This probably isn't good enough, right? I agree with that, Tomcat. When you compare this deck to Storm, well, Storm is boring and lame, and this deck is sweet and awesome. Yeah, there's downtime tomorrow because Magic Online was written in the 90s, so it requires a full client-side rebuild in order to ban a card or unban a card. So they have to have downtime to unban Jace. Just turn 4 format, 2 for us, 2 for them. How have I never heard that before? That's so fucking fantastic. To 2 for us, 2 for them. Turn 4 format. Yep. I feel like I could go either way on this one. I feel like I could go either way. I'm gonna play Catch and Release one more time here, I think. We need that land. We need Faithless Looting at some point here. This is a hand where if they have Graveyard Hate, we're not going to be able to play through it. Yeah, the 2 Scries might have been a swinging point. Our 5 definitely isn't very good here. We're definitely just going to lose to a good affinity hand. It's not even fully standard at the moment, right? Like, I haven't played the closed beta yet. I'm in the closed beta, but I haven't actually installed it yet. But I'm told that it's not even the full standard sets, right? It's like some made-up half-standard format. Honestly, the biggest thing that scares me about Arena is just like the card acquisition system. It sounds really miserable for someone like me that just wants to like build decks. Like, could you imagine building a modern deck trying to open the cards from fucking booster packs? Like, could you imagine building a legacy deck opening the cards from fucking booster packs? How awful does that sound? It sounds pretty terrible to me. Maybe I'm a pessimist, but that sounds really terrible. I just want to like play sweet decks and do sweet things and solve puzzles. I don't want to like do a bunch of work to get the cards. I want to fill a shopping cart and hit checkout and have the cards that I want to play with. That's what I want. I think it's impressive. We should like applaud WotC's ingenuity because like they were able to take the card acquisition system Hearthstone had that kind of sucks, and it sounds like they made it worse. Oh, sorry, am I supposed to sugarcoat that? I don't understand why they don't invite me to the Modern Super League. I'm so positive and uplifting about WotC decisions. People ask that sometimes on the stream when they're new here. Why don't you play in Grand Prix or get on WotC's stream? And it's just like, well, let me tell you something about Wizards of the Coast and harsh truths. Let me tell you about some harsh truths. So, like, once you fill a set, then you can eventually, like, play with the cards that you actually care about is how it works? WotC is Fox Stews. So, am I supposed to Shattering Spree a bunch of crap here? I feel like I'm just supposed to Shattering Spree a bunch of crap here, right? Along with I've never interacted with Sperling in person. I think I'm going to replicate this. I'm going to target that and then kill the Vault Scourge as well. Yeah, sure. So let me articulate myself a little bit here. So I'm aware that they can put the counters on the land, but then this ties up their mana. By killing both of these, I'm able to tie up their mana to make them attack me, which means if I rip a Goryo's Vengeance next turn, we'll be in an okay spot. Maybe this is wrong because it's an Inkmoth Nexus explicitly, but I think this sets us up to be in a better spot next turn, potentially, if we rip the Goryo's Vengeance. I think we're behind regardless of what line I take here, but I like that this way my opponent's committed to using up their mana to continue to pressure us. In terms of MTG viewer numbers, you know how you rank in terms of Twitch. There's a website that ranks you based on other people in the game that you stream, and I believe I'm somewhere in the top 7 or 8 for Magic streamers, and that includes like Star City Games and the main Magic channel. So for like individual Magic streamers, I'm top 4 or 5. Which I'm very grateful for. Y'all are great. Thanks everyone for tuning in, helping make me one of those numbers. Thanks for the support. Without all of y'all, I would not be able to be here doing what I do as I do it. What site is that? It's a site called gamesite.io. Yeah, I think like Durward, Kenji, probably like Goldfish, Todd Stevens maybe. Those people are probably the ones that I would put above me. I drank this deck on a busted skill. Hey! OI Punk's not dead. Thanks for that Twitch Prime support. Sharing your Amazon fun money this way. I think this deck is great, Zach. I think it's like a solid 9, maybe even like a 9.5. Like, as far as like competitive busted decks in Modern go, this deck is obnoxiously good. Was that a misclick? Oh, we are super dead. Oh, they were... Okay, I guess I should have pitched the other one and killed that. Alright, we're gonna be cold to that this game. Maybe we should have hit the Mox too. Yeah, maybe. No, yeah, Caleb's not a shill by any means. Did someone say that the league is all... I think someone said that the league was all ass kissers. That's not strictly true. That's not strictly true. And I like Caleb too. Caleb's great. Actually, got along with Caleb pretty well. He was finishing his grind on the SCG tour back when I was starting mine back in like 13, 14. He was still playing then. We're very unlikely to win that game. The opponent's Inkmoth Nexus is going to kill us in 2 turns. Alright, let's get a good one on the play here. Pretty easy redraw. Hearthstone hand here. Needs some lands to play Magic, unfortunately. Them's the beats. Them's the beats. I think this is a redraw. It's so close. It's so close. Did I board out Cathartic Reunions? I boarded out Brutalities. I have Reunions. Can I keep this? Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Be sad when we miss, but I think this is a keep. It's close. We have a lot of cards that draw cards. We have like 2 of our 3 pieces that were just missing a way to bin something. Did you draw an exactly breach +2? No, we were dead in 2, Zach, and I only had 3 lands in play, right? So I needed to draw breach plus land plus dude. You can splice the breach. Yeah, so I had the shoal, but I need to draw a land still, right? I was only on 3 lands. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I was on 4 lands. If I was on 4 lands, I guess you're right. Yep. Hand is not well set up to beat that one. We had 3 lands plus Spirit Guide. Yeah, you're right. I was on 3 lands, but we had the Spirit Guide. Okay, so we should have taken a draw step. Could have hit Breach plus Dork. Thank you for pointing that out. Good line. Good line. Could a Shattering Spree and still be in this? Money, 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 money! Money! Alright. Let's fuck some of these robots up, shall we? They could have a Spell Pierce here. I could get Spell Pierced and be a little bit sad for being slightly greedy. But I think I want to kill these 3 things here, hopefully. What's going on, Anoronics? You're just in time. We're in game 3 of the last match of this league, so we're going to load up the aggro loam deck here in a moment. Nah, I changed my mind. I had other modern donation decks I wanted to play too, so just letting it all hang out. And hopefully the rest of their hand is kind of anemic here. You see a Faithless Looting for the Goryo's Vengeance. Then we get beep beep popping our Jeep. I have not. I've not checked any of my private messages. No more hate cards, no more hate cards, no more hate cards. Yeah, come on. Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting. Looting. Tilt. So this is unfortunate because now the Cranial Plating is going to get to hit us, which means we're not going to be able to draw 14. We'll only get to draw 7. Is this good enough? I'm not actually sure if this is good enough. Because, like, this costs us 2 turns, right? Because it doesn't let us untap. And, like, 2 turns with the Ink Moth plus the plating probably kills us. So I think I'm going to bottom this. I think I'm going to bottom this and just, like, dig for that discard outlet. So the key to hitting called shots is if you always call your shot, eventually you hit some of them and look like a wizard. Yes, remember, Bontu's is not a free roll. You don't get to untap your lands. It could potentially give us an extra draw step, but could also potentially cost us. So I think I just want to bottom it to try and push to go faster. What are our outs here? We have 4 Faithless Lootings and 2 Cathartic Reunions that put our Griselbrand in the graveyard for us. Let's try and hit one of those 6. So we've got 6 out of 49 here to hit him across the face of the big old grizzly bees. Big old grizzly bees. Powerful wizard. Not that I would want to discourage people from subscribing, but I currently have 666 subscribers, which is like the Griselbrand amount of subscribers, really. Can we take for a moment here and appreciate what a design failure Griselbrand is, that he's pay 7, draw 7, a 7/7, but he costs 8 fucking mana? Why does this card cost 8 mana? Why does this card cost 8 mana? It is such a failure. It is such a failure. Like, what if he just cost like 7 black? Or like 6 black? Or just like something? Why isn't it all 7s? Why it should all be 7s? Hopefully they put this on the Ink Moth Nexus and don't hit our health total here. Perfect. So this is why we bottomed the Bontus. We'd be dead next turn if we Bontus. Oh, this is just like the cock tease Manamorphose. Just like, you get another draw, Hogland. You get it. Just get it. Just get in there. Get in there, Hogland. All right, so we're just going to make red here. That way we can draw Shattering Spree and kill all their artifacts. It's a Worldspine Wurm. It's unfortunate, chat. It's unfortunate. So close, and yet so far away! Alright, so the deck ended up going 4-1. We went 3-2 in the league because I punted one of them. So we still cashed. I wasn't gonna hit for a little while. I like this deck a lot. I think if you're looking for something super busted to do in Modern, this is your best choice for doing something super busted while still being pretty competitive. I think this deck is kind of a hoot. Okay, we're gonna slow the pace down a little bit now.